What's going on, guys? My name is Taylor or Captain Obvious, and today I'm actually going to be bringing you guys some Call of Duty 4 gameplay. I know Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops is the norm, but I decided to hop on COD 4 today, and I actually got a really decent game. Every single lobby I got into, everyone sucks terribly. Pretty much everyone wasn't prestiged at all, and they all were terrible, so I got some pretty amazing gameplays. But anyways, guys, so today I have two topics, actually. The first one is kind of like a little update on that girl that I hooked up with a couple weekends ago. Twice, and I found out that one of her friends has actually, because we were making out in the car, doing it how we do, and she was like, who would be jealous right now? And I was like, yeah, and I named off some guy that I knew that would be jealous of me, and she was like, no, actually this chick would be jealous too, and I'm like, wait, really? And she's like, yeah, she really wants to bang, I was like, oh, interesante, Taylor the player. Not really at all. But anyways, moving on to the actual topic, which is when I got punched in the face in the beginning of second grade. And this was actually, a pretty traumatizing moment for me because honestly, second grade, you're not that mature yet. I was still a little kid. I actually matured a lot later than all of my classmates. If you guys didn't know, I'm a junior in high school going on to senior year now. This is the summer between my junior and senior year. And I'm actually quite immature for my age, my grade level. I should have been, started 1 year later, but I wasn't. My parents wanted me to get it in the advanced portion already because I did really well in preschool and kindergarten. I was top of my class, if you can even consider top of your class a accomplishment in preschool and kindergarten. But anyway, so in second grade, it was my first day of school, and I was really nervous. Honestly, I was really nervous. And this kid, I was sitting in the back of the class, and when the teacher went into the back room to get these books for us all, because it was the first day of school, she got all our textbooks, this kid came up to me, and he sat his hands on the table. He folded his hands together and sat them on the table, and he was like, go like this. It really impresses the teacher. And I was like, all right. So I did it. I put my hands together, put them on the table, but he actually kind of had his hands like on the table and his elbows up in the air because he was standing up when he showed me. So it was a really awkward way to have your hands together folded on the table. So I was trying that out for a while, and everyone was giving me really weird looks, and I was just like, what are you guys looking at? And they're like, you're doing it wrong. You got to have your elbows on the table. And I was like, oh. So I fixed it there, and the teacher ended up being pretty nice, not gonna lie. If you know what I mean, that kind of nice, not nice as in personality. She had them voluptuous titties! But, I was in second grade, and I wasn't really into that sort of thing, so I didn't really notice at the time, but looking back on it, she was pretty banging, if I do say so myself. Anyway, so, we get into recess, and it goes great. I start making some friends, and the kid who actually came up to me from the front of the class, and he was like, hey, yo, put your hands like this, and the teacher will like you. And he ended up becoming pretty good friends with me, and so we hung out all of recess. He showed me the ropes of the school because he'd already been there for first grade. I had to go to this school because it was a private school, simply for the fact that public schools wouldn't allow me in because my birthday was so early. I mean, late. I'm not exactly sure which, but I was too young for public schools at the time. I had to prove myself in second grade. So we get back into class, and we go through all of these different kinds of games, fun games that you start off with when you're a kid, so that way you get to know everyone in the class, and you feel comfortably, being around your your peers. And so we had a lot of those fun games. It was a lot of fun. The teacher made it really exciting. And then we ended up ending the day on a high note. We all had to do a problem on the board, and I actually ended up being the first one done, simply because my math skills at that time were really phenomenal. I don't really mean to brag, but they were. Now they're terrible. But back then I was pretty good at math. And so moving on, at the end of school, I went to the swing set. We were just hanging out on the swing set and waiting for our parents and stuff. And my dad comes along. I see him walking in through the gate, coming over to where I am, asking me how my day at school was. I was like, oh, it was great. I had that voluptuous titties, mom. I mean, not mom. Wow. That just made the commentary really awkward, but that voluptuous titties, teacher. But I didn't actually say that. So my dad asked me how everything's going. I'm like, good. And then he was like, all right, you ready to go? And I'm like, yeah. And this is when my friend, who actually was my good friend, he had shown me all the ropes and everything, the same kid who had told me what to do to impress the teacher, he ends up walking over here, and he just is like, wait. And then my dad's like, all right. And so he comes over here, and then he just winds up and punches me in the face, straight up. I'm not even kidding. He just straight up punched me in the face. And my dad pushes him over, and he's like, what the fuck was that? And he's like, I don't know, I didn't mean to do it, I didn't mean to do it. And I was like, what the heck? Except, I was crying at the time because I was a big old cry baby, and still am, but, we all get over it eventually. Come on, guys. And so he had to go to the principal. We took him. My dad actually, like, grabbed him by the arm and yanked him over to the principal. Told the principal about it, and he ended up having to sit in the principal's office for lunch for the next week, which at the time was literally like hell, because elementary school was one of the most boring school times in the world. High school and middle school got so much better, but elementary school was so boring. And so if you missed your lunch period, you literally were sitting in a living hell, and it was absolutely terrible. But so everything worked out eventually. We ended up becoming friends again. I really don't know why I took that faggot back. Excuse me if you are gay. I don't mean that as a derogatory term. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Go 39-5 or something like that. So pretty impressive on COD 4. I'm sure some of you can do way better, though. But for me, that actually is pretty impressive. Hopefully you enjoyed the commentary as well. And if you did, feel free to check out my channel, as I do many more life stories of the sort. Anyways, guys, I do hope you enjoyed. I will see you all in the next video. And as always, peace.